You've heard that sugar is bad for your health, but what if I told you there's one food that's even worse? Yes, you heard that right. There's a common food that could be causing even more damage to your body than sugar, and most people don't even realize it. In today's video, we're going to dive into what this food is, why it's so harmful, and most importantly, what you can eat instead to protect your health. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid and have some great alternatives that not only taste good, but also support a healthier you. So stick around because this is information you won't want to miss. We all know that sugar has a pretty bad reputation, and for good reason. It's often linked to weight gain, diabetes, and even heart disease. Think about it. How many times have you heard that cutting back on sugar is one of the first steps to improving your health? It's because sugar doesn't just add empty calories to your diet. It also messes with your body's ability to regulate blood sugar levels, leading to a host of long-term health issues. Here's a staggering fact. The average person consumes about 17 teaspoons of added sugar every day. That's more than double the recommended amount. This overconsumption can lead to serious problems. For example, studies have shown that a diet high in sugar increases the risk of heart disease by nearly 30%. It's no wonder experts are constantly warning us about the dangers of too much sugar in our diets. But as bad as sugar is, there's one food that's even worse for your health, and we're about to uncover what that is. So, what's the one food that's actually worse for your health than sugar? The answer might surprise you. It's trans fats. These are the sneaky fats that often hide in processed foods like baked goods, fried foods, and even some margarine. Trans fats are not just bad, they're downright dangerous. Here's why trans fats are worse than sugar. When you consume trans fats, they wreak havoc on your metabolism. Unlike natural fats, trans fats are artificially altered, making them harder for your body to process. This leads to an increase in bad cholesterol, LDL, and a decrease in good cholesterol, HDL, which is a recipe for disaster when it comes to heart health. Over time, eating foods high in trans fats can significantly raise your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even diabetes, worse than what sugar alone could do. Let me give you a real-life example. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that just a 2% increase in calorie intake from trans fats was associated with a 23% increase in the risk of heart disease. That's huge. And yet, trans fats are still found in so many everyday foods. It's clear that avoiding trans fats is crucial for anyone looking to improve their health, especially as we get older. The tricky thing about trans fats is that they often hide in plain sight. You might be surprised to learn that they're lurking in some of the most common foods we eat every day. We're talking about things like store-bought cookies, cakes, crackers, microwave popcorn, and even some frozen pizzas. These are foods that many of us grab without a second thought, but they can be loaded with trans fats, which are doing real harm to our bodies over time. So, how can you avoid these hidden dangers? The key is to get really good at reading food labels. Trans fats are often listed as partially hydrogenated oils in the ingredients list. If you see that term, it's a big red flag. Even if the label says 0 grams of trans fat, that doesn't necessarily mean it's free of them. Companies can legally round down if the amount per serving is less than 0.5 grams. But remember, those small amounts can add up quickly, especially if you're eating these foods regularly. Let's take a quick look at how trans fats became so prevalent in our food supply. Back in the early 20th century, trans fats were introduced as a cheaper alternative to butter and lard. At the time, they seemed like a miracle solution. Trans fats were easy to produce, and they significantly extended the shelf life of processed foods. This made them incredibly popular in the food industry, and before long, they were everywhere, in baked goods, fried foods, and even in some margarine products. However, as we began to understand the serious health risks associated with trans fats, awareness started to grow. The turning point came when studies showed just how dangerous these fats could be, leading to a significant push for change. In 2015, the FDA took a major step by banning artificial trans fats in the US, a regulation that went fully into effect by 2018. This was a huge win for public health because it forced food manufacturers to find safer alternatives. As a result, you'll notice that many food labels now proudly proclaim 0 grams trans fat. But as we've discussed, it's still important to read the fine print to ensure you're not getting any hidden sources of these harmful fats. Now, let's talk about some healthier alternatives. Instead of reaching for those processed snacks, try opting for whole foods like nuts, seeds, and fruits. When it comes to cooking, use healthier fats like olive oil or avocado oil instead of margarine or shortening. And if you're craving something sweet, homemade baked goods made with healthier ingredients are a much better option than store-bought treats. Making these small swaps can have a big impact on your health, especially as you work to eliminate trans fats from your diet. So, if you're cutting out trans fats, what should you be eating instead? Luckily, there are plenty of healthier options that not only taste great, but also help curb those cravings for the bad stuff. For example, instead of reaching for a bag of chips, try snacking on a handful of nuts. Almonds, walnuts, and pistachios are packed with healthy fats that keep you satisfied and help improve heart health. If you're in the mood for something sweet, fresh fruit, like berries or apples with a little bit of nut butter, can hit the spot without loading your body with harmful ingredients. The benefits of these healthier alternatives go beyond just avoiding trans fats. Nuts and seeds, for example, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for your brain and heart. They also provide a good dose of fiber, which helps with digestion and keeps you feeling full longer. Fruits are loaded with vitamins, antioxidants, and natural sugars that give you an energy boost without the crash that comes from processed sweets. Incorporating these foods into your daily meals is easier than you might think. Start your day with a bowl of oatmeal topped with nuts and fresh fruit instead of sugary cereal. Swap out that afternoon cookie for a small portion of trail mix or a piece of fruit. And when you're cooking, use olive oil or avocado oil instead of margarine or shortening. These small changes can make a big difference in your overall health, helping you feel more energetic and improving your well-being every day. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Let's do a quick poll. What's the one processed food you find hardest to give up? Is it those crispy potato chips, the convenience of frozen dinners, or maybe those tempting store-bought cookies? I know for me, it was microwave popcorn. I used to love it, but once I learned about the trans fats lurking in those buttery kernels, I had to make the switch. Drop your answer in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what everyone's biggest challenge is, and maybe we can all share some tips on how to find healthier alternatives together. Alright, let's quickly recap what we've covered today. We've identified trans fats as the hidden danger in many common foods, worse for your health than sugar. We've also talked about how to spot trans fats on labels and provided some healthier alternatives like nuts, seeds, and fresh fruits that not only taste great, but also offer numerous health benefits. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. I'd love to hear about your experiences with trans fats and the healthier alternatives you've tried. Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and catch you in the next video.